Imagine you are 20 years old. You are in the Royal Air Force. You are not rich. You are not powerful. You are just a young man trying to save enough money to buy a ring, an engagement ring, for the girl he loves. Someone approaches him, a government official, friendly, professional, trustworthy. They need volunteers, he says. Nothing dangerous, just a few days at a research facility. Help us understand the common cold. We will pay you. His name is Ronald Maddison, and on the 6th of May, 1953, he walks through the gates of Porton Down, believing he is doing something good. He will never walk back out. Porton Down, a name most people have never heard, a facility that has existed since 1916, hidden in the English countryside, Wiltshire, green fields, quiet roads, a nation at peace. And behind those walls, something that should never have happened in a country that calls itself civilized. Britain after World War II was afraid. Not of Hitler, he was gone. Afraid of the Soviets. Afraid of falling behind. Afraid that the next war would be fought not with bullets, but with chemicals. Gases that could kill an entire city. And they needed to understand those gases deeply, precisely, completely. There is only one way to truly understand what a chemical weapon does to a human body. You test it on a human body. So they built a program, and they needed subjects, not scientists, not informed volunteers, soldiers, young men from working class families, men who would not ask too many questions, men who trusted their government, men who needed the money. They were told it was a cold cure study. That was the lie they chose. Simple, believable, forgettable. Come for a few days, take part in some tests, go home. Nobody told them about the gas chambers. Nobody told them about the sarin. Nobody told that some of them would not go home at all. Ronald Maddison sat down in that room. He rolled up his sleeve. He let them apply the substance to his skin. 200 milligrams of liquid sarin. He did not know what sarin was. He did not know it was one of the most lethal substances ever created. He did not know that a single drop can stop a human heart. Within minutes, he began to shake. His body started to convulse. He could not speak. He could not breathe. He was conscious long enough to know that something was terribly wrong. And then he was gone. He was 20 years old. He had come in for a cold cure. He was thinking about an engagement ring. What happened next is perhaps the most chilling part of this story. There was no public announcement, no apology, no accountability. The inquest into his death was held in secret. His family was given almost nothing. A cause of death designed to obscure the truth. A file that was quietly closed. And then silence. For 50 years. 50 years. His family grew old not knowing. His girlfriend never got her ring. And the men responsible went back to work. Ronald Maddison was not an accident. He was not a tragic exception. He was one of over 20,000 servicemen who passed through Porton Down as test subjects between 1939 and 1989. 20,000 human beings exposed to nerve agents, exposed to mustard gas, some given LSD without a single word of warning, sent back to their lives carrying damage they could not explain and would never be compensated for. When survivors finally forced a public inquest in 2004, 51 years after Ronald Maddison died, the jury deliberated for 3 hours. 3 hours. And they came back with 2 words: unlawful killing. The British government, the same government that stood at Nuremberg and condemned the Nazis for experimenting on human beings, had been doing it themselves, at the same time, to their own people. The Ministry of Defense eventually settled with the Maddison family. They did not admit liability. They offered regret. Not justice, not truth, regret. And Porton Down is still there, still open, still funded by the British taxpayer, still running classified research that you and I are not permitted to know about. The lesson of Porton Down is not just about chemicals. It is about what governments do when they decide that some lives are worth less than information, when they decide that young men from ordinary families are resources to be used, when they decide that the truth can wait or never come at all. Ronald Maddison just wanted to buy a ring. That is the history they hoped you would never find. This is Facts They Buried. Every week, the history they hoped you would never find. Subscribe. The facts are buried. We dig them up.